What's up? We're the Airplane Boys. I'm Bon Voyage.
Beck Motley.
You can check us out at www.livebeaumont.com, www.theairplaneboys.com. Come out January 30th at Revival. We'll be there with Big Sean.
She don't believe it. I'm telekinesis, please.
The Airplane Boys, when did you guys come up with that name?
That was 2 years ago. We used to be called Rocksteady.
Okay.
And that name, everyone used to confuse it with Rocksteady, and we wanted to compare it to a legendary dance group and trying to make music. You know what I'm saying?
How do you spell that?
Yeah, high school, forget it all the time. So, yeah, I mean, we're the type to really say something and then put meaning to it afterwards.
Right.
You know, we like the Airplane Boys, thought it was catchy and it gave us an umbrella to make, you know, different kind of music.
Right.
And as well, our fathers were pilots, and his father engineered planes. So it's also paying homage to their dream. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good.
In a nutshell.
Of course, hip hop, I mean, you've taken a few different forms from the days of Run DMC and Eric Snake combined to sing off that weird stuff. So I guess you'd say electro hip hop is probably one of the forms of hip hop that exist out there. Of course, since you guys make music, you might not categorize yourself as such, but if someone were to put you in that lane, saying you guys make that kind of music, would you be accepting of that designation?
Not really. I mean, it would be cool, obviously, but we make whatever we feel like making. You know what I mean? Whatever we've seen is just because our heart is in that. You know what I mean? So that's nothing to do.
Yeah, we answered this one question, and they asked if you were, what are you predominantly, pop or hip hop or electro? And we were like,
or even jazz.
Or, you know what I mean? And hip hop is everything. We were saying like, you know,
basically, like hip hop is rooted from jazz. Like when you take the golden era, people sampled jazz, sampled James Brown, it was funk or whatever. You know what I mean? You find those elements, and it's like that's what hip hop really is, though. You know, it's really a blend of things, and it's popular, so that's pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At the end of the day, we're striving to be lyricists and make hip hop music that's popular. So if you want to call that pop, then sure. Nice.
Alright. Your stage performances are pretty good, man. You guys got something going on.
Thank you.
Now, going back to the first time that you guys performed on stage, anybody going on stage for the first time, you know, it's pretty nerve-wracking. I remember the first time I stepped on stage. I wasn't really rapping the song, but, you know, I was just acting out, and I got so nervous I jumped off the stage, ran around the crowd, and then came back on again. You know, that was the way to release tension, you know what I'm saying? But what was your first performance like when you guys were doing that?
Yeah, my cousin's table is a Filipino tradition when they turn 18.
Right.
And my cousin had a jazz band and they were performing like a ballad or whatever, and we wanted to make it more exciting. Yeah, shout out to Mike and Don, the whole No Stone. And yeah, Jay and I just decided to tag along, and we wanted to make the youth kind of dance to relate to the jazz music. So it was kind of rootsy, you know, Fuji kind of feel.
Okay, sure. Of course, artists when they're on stage, they always have a point where they have a signature moment. So for you guys, even though you're on the up and coming and everything like that, do you guys have a particular moment, a signature moment that you guys do when you're on stage performing?
Really, it's like every moment is different. Before we go on, we make sure to pray and go on with that energy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then on stage, we just try to make every time as timeless as the last, if not more so. You know what I mean?
We try to make it as intimate and epic, and in order for it to be epic, we have to interact with them as much as possible, not necessarily addressing the crowd, but looking them in the eye and saying, this music's for you. You know what I mean? If you're listening, I can see it in you. And jumping into the crowd.
Yeah, that definitely helps. Crowd surfing, of course.
Yeah.
Alright, I got you. Fans versus supporters, of course. I know, Beck, you clearly have your opinion on that.
Oh, cool.
But what's your take on that?
Fans and supporters?
Fans versus supporters.
I know I answered something in an interview like that, fans and supporters, but I feel like supporters are the ones that take in your lyrics and they follow you, pay to see every show, even if they've seen the same set, they try their best to promote your stuff. The fans are the ones that I feel like they don't want to admit, especially in Toronto, they don't want to admit. And they'd be like, oh, the Airplane Boys, they make weird music. and they try to disguise it by saying, I respect what they're doing. But, you know, and then the but comes in. That's almost equivalent to being like, blah blah, the rest is history. You know what I mean? Why you come into an interview saying, "Hey guys, the rest is history"? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they tend to do that. You know what I mean, bro?
That's true, that's true.
Yeah, we're the Airplane Boys, and the rest is history.
Of course, the lyrics that you project through each track, as you define them as intricate. Now, some people might listen to it and may not understand what you're saying. But why did you feel that you had to actually go this route in particular? Do you feel that, or do you fear in a way that you might alienate some people by what you're doing, or do you feel that it's just what you want to do and that's what it is?
I like that question.
Definitely, I think it's a matter of what we stand for and our dignity. You know what I mean? A lot of people try to run away with, yeah, they just do pop. That's them. But that's also that's how we show. This is what we have too. We have different sides. We feel different ways. It's that diversity.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we definitely want to do that. We want to continue to look at Outkast. They were able to do something like be catchy, but then still have you think.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's really what we're trying to do.
Okay. Now, you guys have plans for an EP this year?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give us some information? Like, what do you guys have going on?
Where have you been? Originally, we're working with our in-house producer, and just recently we started working with 2 other guys
Okay.
that'll be on the project. And we're looking for like a March release, maybe.
Hopefully, pushing it back.
But we just keep adding more and more to it. It's not really changing its direction. It's more just adding on to the direction at this point. We're editing and cutting it out. But
Shout out
very
to
soon,
Carlo.
Colangelo. Yeah.
Okay. Are there going to be any features, or is it just solely going to be?
It's just the Airplane Boys, man.
Airplane Boys.
It's our dream. It's our first mark. When you ask where have you been, you're not gonna. Oh, and him too. You know what I mean? It's not
For sure. But at the end of the day, what would you guys like to be? If going back in history, they look back on your career and say, Airplane Boys. What would you like people to do?
We inspired and we were true to ourselves.
Yeah.
While doing it.
Inspiring is a key thing. And being visionaries, dreamers, risk takers, and students of life, man. Those are the words that we want to accompany the Airplane Boys. If you ever want to talk about us in a sentence.
Students of life, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So clutch now, I'm so hurry, yeah, hurry, roll at this love thing.